How can I become an extreme minimalist in 30 minutes? Hi guys, this is Diane of Minimize to Maximize, where we explore how to minimize clutter and how to maximize life's fulfillment. 30 minutes to become an ultra minimalist, but caveat is for clothes. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have a wardrobe you've been trying to minimize and you want to make it super ultra simple, let's try to follow these steps together. And my goal is to fit all of my wardrobe for 4 seasons in this backpack. Why? Well, because I did it 17 years ago. I went backpacking around the world with this very backpack, and I had everything that I needed for 6 months. And I was in islands, on the beach, wearing shorts and t-shirts and dresses. And also, I went all the way to Everest Base Camp, which is very high altitude. It's cold. You need to be well protected for this kind of weather. I also went to New Zealand and Australia in the winter, and it was raining a lot, and cold. So where I live is 4 seasons. And the challenge for me is how to do this now that I have a full-time job, a part-time job, a business, a 10-year-old son, a mortgage, home ownership, 2 vehicles, a cat, a garage, well, not a garage, it's more like a shed, and an outdoor area yard. How do we become ultra minimalist in this context? My life is very different from back then, but still, back in the days, in my mid-20s, I left my high-paying job and I went backpacking around the world, and all my possessions, not just my clothes, fit in here. Let's see if I can reproduce this with the clothes that I have as a very settled mother and office worker. Let's see how it goes. So follow my trail of thinking here. And I've already selected from the clothes that I own. All of my clothes fit in this section of the closet. My husband has the other section. And I started my process with the pants. I looked at all of my pants and I chose the pants that I can wear in as wide a range of temperature as possible. So let me show you what I came up with. Pants wise, I came up with these 3 pants. This one is a pair of jeans, and it's a thin material for jeans. I have been wearing this most of the year, including when it's been cold. So because it's versatile in many weather conditions, I have kept this. However, jeans are not appropriate when you're traveling backpacking around the world, because in many countries, you may not find a washing machine, and you're going to have to hand wash your clothes, and you're going to have to wait until they dry, and jeans take forever to dry and they're really difficult to wash. So this works because I work and live here. So I'm pretending I am backpacking for 12 months where I live and work and parent. So this is going to be useful I can wear this at the office. This can be casual as well. It's stretchy, so I can lounge around in this. Probably more comfortable pieces of clothing, but I've selected this one. And you might have better options at home. But actually my top pants, I looked at all my pants. They were all in the same place, so it was very easy. That was my top choice. This olive green, khaki looking pants are stretchy, they're comfortable, they are not too hot, they're not too cold, but they work in several kind of weathers, and I can match this with different kinds of t-shirts So matching it with tops is also very important if you want to become an ultra minimalist. So that was a yes also. And this is my bonus pair of pants. Now, if I wanted to be ultra extreme minimalist, I would choose 2 pair of pants, 2 pair of shorts, 2 t-shirts, 2 long sleeve t-shirts, 2 big layers, and 1 coat. That's what I would do if I were 100% ultra minimalist. And I might even skip the shorts if I wanted to go that route. But I need the challenge of this video for me is to make sure that I can use all of my clothes in all kinds of settings for the next 12 months. Not that I'm going to do it, but this is an exercise and a bit of a fun one. Because you have asked me, how can I minimize my clothes? Well, you can start this way. You take a backpack, you take a suitcase, and you tell yourself, I'm going to live off of these clothes for the next 12 months, where I live right now, or where I'm planning to live. What do I need to take? And you start with the pants, because they're bulky, they take room, and you need to be able to match them with your tops. So the tops come later. Here is my bonus pair of pants, which is long, comfortable, they're loungy. I can probably exercise in them if I wanted to. I can wear this at work. This would be totally acceptable at my office. And what is also good is that I can wear those as pajama pants when the weather gets a little chilly, because I need layers. I get cold. So here you go. We've got 3 pairs of pants. Okay, let's move on to when it's really, really hot in the summer, which it is where I live. You might not need this if you live in London, but you might. If you live in northern Canada, you might not do that, but you might actually. And for that, I've chosen 2 shorts, 2 pairs of shorts. One is these pair of jeans. Very versatile. I can hike in them. They are a little stretchy, so I can move in them. I could do sports. I can wear this out and about here in the US, in California. This would be totally acceptable. And it's kind of on the longer side, so, you know, my bottom is not showing, which I like that. And here I have a stretchy black pair of pants. Same thing, it will go shorts. They're shorts. They stop right here. They would go with a lot of tops. So here we go, guys. This would be for the summer month. 2. 1 I wear, the other one is in the wash or being hand washed and drying. When you travel, you only need 2 of any specific type of clothing. So 2 pair of pants is really technically enough. 2 pairs of shorts is technically enough. Wear one, the other one's being washed or drying. Next, I wanted to choose t-shirts. I had several t-shirts to choose from, and at the end of the video, I will show you what I didn't choose and why. So these are the 3 t-shirts I chose. I decided that I don't want to be extreme minimalist in this video, but I also want to be able to dress for a little bit more variety. So I'm pushing it here. All right. Yes, found them. So the first one is actually the t-shirt that I'm wearing. It's loose fitting. It's a dark gray and it works with all my pants. Easy to match, very easy. Loose, not too tight, acceptable at the office, acceptable if I run into somebody. And if I were to travel to a developing country, this would also be acceptable, although there's a little bit of cleavage, which is not always okay. The other t-shirt that I chose is black and has this thinner strap. It actually is a little bit loose as well, so it is comfortable to wear in all occasions, but it looks a little bit also office appropriate. not too casual. And same thing, black actually works with everything clothes-wise except for maybe navy blue. So I'll show you later how everything matches. And this one, I went a little bit outside of the color scheme. I could have chosen something white or brown to go with the pants a little bit better. But based on what that I had, this was the most comfortable and casual, yet not too casual. Same thing, I can wear this at home or I can wear this at the office. And the color is a sage green. So let me show you the t-shirts and how they go with the shorts. I may need to prop myself up. There you go. T-shirt I'm wearing and the shorts, black. Okay, everything works together. Now what is a little bit clashing potentially is, see these two shades of green, the olive green and the sage green with the t-shirt? They may not work so good, but I think it's close enough that it might be acceptable. When you want to be ultra minimalist, you want to make sure that all your t-shirts match all your pants. And so for that, you kind of need solid colors that are usually a little bit on the basic side. Dark grays, white, which works really poorly for me because I stain those all the time. Yeah, maybe some browns, black. And you can add a touch of color here and there, of course, that's totally fine. Now next, after the 3 short sleeve t-shirts that I've chosen, now I'm going to start thinking wintertime, colder month. And I'm going to want long sleeve t-shirts. And for that, I have chosen cotton as my long sleeve t-shirts option. And here's what I'm going to show you. Very basic cotton long sleeve t-shirt. This color is a kind of a caramel brown and it works with all my pants. I'll show you in a minute. The next one is a looser and they also work at the office. They're pretty basic. This one has a bit of a intricate work in the front, which is cute. And this is an olive green color, which might be a little bit too much olive green with the pants, but we'll see this in a minute. And the last one, which I almost decided against, is actually a shirt, which is a thin jeans type, denim type of fabric, long. Now this is a little bit more casual to go to the office, but it goes with everything that I have pants wise and t-shirt wise. It's very versatile. I can wing this at the office. You may not be able to. When I worked in the city in London, this wouldn't work. You had to look a lot more classical in your outfits. But where I work in the office is fine. It's doable. It's doable. I'm pushing it a little bit, but this is very casual. I can wear this at the beach, hiking, going to a friend's house, and I can layer this up. Okay, so everything I can put on top of the t-shirts that I have. Let me show you the pants again. All right. What do you think about this color scheme? On top, you have the 3 long sleeve t-shirts. At the bottom, you have the 3 pants. Okay? It works. It works. And of course, it would work with these basic shorts. What else do we have here? Still thinking about the winter, temperatures getting colder and colder as the fall arrives. I have chosen additional layers to put on top of my long sleeve t-shirts in the winter. I might choose to have the short sleeve t-shirt, the long sleeve t-shirts, and then an over layer. And for that, I have chosen three thicker material, if you will. One of them is this. It looks very fancy and it's got a bunch of holes in it. The color is pretty cool. It works with all of my pants. I'm pushing it with the pink one. I'm pushing it a little bit. But it's wool. And so it's actually very warm and it breathes very nicely. So I have worn this in the winter time on top of long sleeve shirts, and it works really good to keep me warm. More in an office or at home setting. So this one, not too bulky, and it's super warm, so that's a yes. But see how bulkier things are becoming? And when you want to become ultra minimalist and you want to be able to fit everything in your backpack, you need to consider the thickness of your clothes as well, and the heaviness of them, because you carry this stuff on you. At least that's what I did some 17 years ago. Another option is these thin woolen technical t-shirt. So same thing, I layer this up, and because it's wool, it will be keeping me warm. It's not the most extreme warmth I will ever have, but this is also a good option. Same thing, long sleeve t-shirts underneath. You layer up, layer up, layer up. The colder it gets, especially when you're traveling, backpacking. This one is a bit of a bonus. It's not bonus. This is actually something that I would wear a lot. It has a color which comes down. It's a dark gray, kind of like a hoodie matter. But the way this one is designed is that it looks sleek enough to wear at the office. Once again, if I lived in Paris or if I lived in London and I would go to the office, this would not be acceptable in an office setting. No, I would need to go with something way more classical than that. But this is not the kind of office that I work at. Even though there is client interactions and interactions with managers and directors, this is acceptable. So I would put this in my backpack. What else would I need? And I may need to show you how the long sleeve shirts work with the pants, because you have to imagine I'm wearing pants in the winter time. So let's put everything close to each other and see if that will work. Okay. Top, 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 and the three bottoms here. Now you see there could be a little bit of a clash here with this color and the pink. The pink pants is kind of a tough choice, but then again, I don't have that many options in terms of pants for the winter time. This is what I have. Could I go and buy different pair of pants? Yes, I could, but for the sake of this video and for my life, I'm okay to keep what I have, and I don't feel the need to change or upgrade. But that could be something that I would consider if I were to backpack around the world again for 12 months. I would want my clothes to be slim, versatile, that color coordinated, easy to wash, you know, all of this. But this experiment is for my lifestyle as a mom and worker. So yeah, I'm pushing it here a little bit. Actually, these two colors, they kind of work. They work okay. And black is easy, dark gray is easy. I'm using what I have. What else do I need? Now the temperatures are getting colder and colder, and I'm going to enter the winter, or it's going to be raining, and I'm going to need a coat. And coat wise, I have this. This would be my outer shelf. what do you call it? Shell, my outer shell. This is hard to say. This is waterproof, longer side of things, and so windbreaker. This would be working in many different kinds of settings. If it was snowing and raining, I would wear that, as well as all the other layers underneath. And in the wintertime, I would also need a scarf. And I've decided not to get a regular scarf for the purpose of this video. I would basically take the sarong. This sarong I use at the beach. I used to cover my shoulders from the sun. This actually works pretty good as a scarf. Wouldn't you say so? It's super versatile. I love sarongs. The color I love also. I've had this for a few years. This is a keep for as long as I have it, and so I'm trying to take good care of it because I love this. So this would be my scarf. You know, imagine you're in a windy city, maybe you have snow. This might work. This is not wool. I have a woolen scarf, but if I were to backpack or put all my life in this backpack, that's what I would choose, because this serves also for the summertime. What I would also use in the wintertime would be a hat, a woolen hat, super important. When I was in the Himalayas, I needed a hat big time, so I bought one. It was not this one. It was not as good a quality, but this woolen hat, that's my only hat in the wintertime. And sometimes it's essential. I might not need this if I lived near the Mediterranean, you know, in Europe, or if I lived in Florida. This might be totally extra, but where I live, where there's snow, that's a must. And what's also a must when there's snow and cold is gloves, because when it's 10 degrees Fahrenheit, 20 degrees Fahrenheit, 30 degrees Fahrenheit, which all of these temperatures are, you know, below 0 in Celsius degrees, you need little gloves to keep your hands warm. I would also have socks in the wintertime, and for this purpose, I would have 2 pairs. Both of those are actually woolen socks, so they would keep my toes decently warm enough. In blizzard temperature, they might be a little on the thin side, but I could layer them, and hopefully that would be enough. That and moving. So 2 pairs of socks. I am not going to show you my underwear, but if I were to pack everything clothes-wise in this backpack, I would have 3 pairs of knickers and 2 bras. Technically, you only need 2 of each, maybe only 1. But 2 is really what you need to be ultra. And 3 would give me a little extra room just in case I forgot to wash my knickers and want them ready for the next day to have clean ones. So that's just me. And for us ladies, it might be useful to have an extra one. You know what I mean. Now we are all covered for the winter. Got hat, gloves, scarf, you know, coat. What I would want to have is things for the summer to go enjoy the beach or the swimming pool or just sunbathe, and also protect myself from the sun. And for that, I'm going to need a good hat. That's the only hat I own, and it's amazing. It has this opening here so I can actually fold it, and so it's gonna work fine. Now you may have a cap and that works for you, but I need more sun protection due to the fairness of my skin. And I would also want a swimsuit, because if there's an opportunity to jump in a river, I would take it. There you go, swimsuit. Now these are all of my clothes, guys. Let's see if they fit in my backpack. I'm gonna open this up, and I hope that this experiment is not a total failure and that it would actually fit. I would try to pack this really tight. Rolling works better. So I would put the winter stuff at the bottom. Okay. And right now this is the summer, so I might want to put the summer stuff on top to have easy access to it. Okay. I'm going from thicker to lighter, or whichever season is more relevant to you, you put on top. So right now I put the thick t-shirts, now the long sleeve t-shirts. What else do I need? Here's another one, number 3. Then I'm gonna put the pants. This is pretty full, guys. Ooh. This. What else do I want? Now the shorts. Let's zip this up. Yeah, I definitely traveled more lightly back in my mid-20s, and that's because I didn't have jeans and thick material. Everything I had was tech fabric, slimmer things like pants like this, which take half the size of regular pants. But I decided I'm going to try it with what I have. My goodness. And of course, I would be wearing some of the clothes that are in here, right? So basically there would be only one or two set of types of clothes in there. And it fits, but I am doing a lot less good than I did when I backpacked around the world in my mid-20s, because I guarantee you. All right, here it is. It's all in here, and this is what I have. This is actually, okay, the challenge of fitting everything in worked, but for backpacking around the world, this is terrible, actually. I would need to have half the size of clothing, and yeah. Like, for example, the warmer sweaters that I have, I would need to probably have just one fleece top. Maybe I would have to ditch one more thing when it comes to the warmer clothes. I might need to ditch one of the pants. I might ditch one of the shorts, one of the long sleeves t-shirts. I might have to do that, and upgrade some of the materials to this kind of material that you can find, like Columbia brands, North Face, Quechua. Yeah. All right. Is this a success? You tell me, guys. Would you be interested in another video to not just look at the clothes, but look at other essential products and objects that I needed in everyday life for cooking, eating, toiletries, first aid, technology, books, things like that, that could fit in a second bag. Maybe a suitcase, because I have a little suitcase there. If you are interested, drop a comment in this video. Please give this a thumbs up, and let me know what you think. Many blessings. Bye.